So it's day 9, December 23rd. Here we are. This is what we got. This is Da's Christmas present for the next 10 years. So I'll give it back to her every year for 10 years. This is it. We went and paid the 60,000 deposit into the bank account. And we came over and we did a overview of the whole car. Beautiful car. I think we'll enjoy it. I think we'll probably get very good use out of it. But here we bought it at Laos. Yeah, 2 times more than I wanted to pay for a car, even more than that. But I think we'll be really pleased with this. This is going to be what we basically will do for the next couple years. Travel, so we'll travel in some luxury rather than buying plane tickets and all this kind of thing. This is what we'll do. So I owe another $22,500 on it. Yeah, thank God for that. Hey everybody, it's December 24th. It's Christmas Eve, and we are here at church. We decided to come for the evening service. We likely will not come. They have a morning service tomorrow from 9 to 12, from what I hear, but we probably won't do that. I think Da's family's coming up for the weekend. But we just want to enjoy the day at home and with our family and just relax. But we're here at this church. This is the church we've been coming to. It's one of the larger ones. We're very early. The traffic went a lot quicker than I expected. But yeah, they have a very nice decorations up. So it's really nice to see. We don't know what the service is going to be, but yeah, we're going to enjoy that today. One of the big things we did today was I did not want to drive the car actually without insurance. So we went to the insurance company, ANZ, to get some coverage, and the price difference was pretty extraordinary. You know, they have a basic coverage that most people purchase, and it's extremely little. And she said, yeah, to allow people usually buy this service. It's like the bare minimum, with very little personal coverage, but the coverage is more for the liability, which I know a lot of people do in the States. You have to have a minimum, because that's really the liability to another person. And then you have the comprehensive packages, which are huge jumps up in prices and premiums. And of course, that's the one I went for. And it ranges. And the difficult part was, of course, the value of our car. It's a luxury car that they classify it as a luxury. So they don't give discounts. Normally they give 10% discount, but they wouldn't for this one. And the premium to cover the full value of the car, I decided against it. It's double. So I insured 50% of value of the car. You know, I think the likelihood of accidents here or anything major are very low. For driving around the city, people drive slowly, and it's a relatively low risk. But it's more than I was budgeting. It was more than I was hoping. I was kind of budgeting for $100 a month, but this ended up, I got at the lowest end of the comprehensive for value of $45,000, the equivalent of $45,000. And even the liability and what they cover is what they offer is very low. I can't believe it. Liability for a third party injury is like $37,000. That's it. And then there's some medical expenses for $5,000 and something else for $500. I can't believe how little it is. But I said, you know, if we lose the car and for some reason it's probably going to be worse than that, we just would not buy another car like this. There's just no way. And people drive slowly here. I mean, I think the biggest risks, like just the other day, I was going to film it on the street, but I saw an accident. Like a huge truck just decided to switch lanes and he crushed the front end. Another car, SUV, was coming up alongside of it, and she was going straight and right, and this guy decided to go from the middle lane to want to go into the second lane, and he just sideswiped her and basically crushed the whole front left side of her car. I mean, that's right there is probably at least $20,000 in damage. And that truck, which is a construction truck, they probably don't have insurance. So really what you're doing is you're trying to insure yourself against all the other people, because it's known here that Lao people will get the cheapest insurance. Like most of them don't even buy insurance. Like I think in the States, you can't buy a car without insurance. But here, people buy it, and like her family, they won't buy. They have a new truck that's like a 2020, and they don't buy insurance. I bought insurance while it was under my care for the last 2 years, at least in my house. We were driving it for our purposes. I bought insurance for the car, and that runs out in next month, and I'm sure her family won't renew it since they took it back. They just don't want to pay it. It's like huge risk. And I said, oh my gosh, I grew up, I can't do that. I can't ethically do that, you know, and just one accident or something will wipe you out. Same as health insurance. It's one of the only insurances that I will go for. We don't have house insurance. We don't have content insurance. I don't think we need that. I think that one will just probably take our chances. But anyway, we got it. It's costing me $1,500 a month. How much do you guys spend on car insurance? And what kind of coverage do you get? I was trying to figure out with ChatGPT what was the best for my situation, and it was skeptical about reducing the value of the car, or insuring half the value of the car. But I'm like, I'm not going to pay double that. I mean, I had a talk with the financial advisor from Schwab yesterday, and he scared me. And he made me rethink my expenses, and I went back through my expenses, and my cost of living is going to be more than I thought it would be, and that makes me nervous. A lot more expensive. I think there's some places that we can cut, but still, we'll have to see. You know, I told Dodd this is going to be an experiment the next couple months to see what our costs are. And she's just going to have to help me not cut anything yet, but at least know where the money's going. She's going to manage everything, and her sister will just kind of execute. So anyway, I got to go in here to the service. One thing I want to talk about again a little later is going through the streets through Vientiane. It's December 15th, and or December 25th. We're actually going to get some food because some family are coming over to to our house for some food. And I just wanted to take video of this. So a couple weeks ago, so last July when we came home last, all of Vientiane was like kind of being cut up. The roads were being cut up, and there was a lot of diversion because of the construction that was happening all around the city, because they were installing a road system, an electric bus system that was supposed to help with traffic. And when we came back in July, I gave a prediction. I said, I don't think this can work. This was, I think this was a fail before it even started. I don't know much about the economics here, but it just seems so out of place for what was practical here for Laos. And then when we came back, all of these stations, bus stations, were installed, and the dividers that were booked or reserved for the electric buses to pick people up So they had dividers in the road. So the whole center of the road was blocked off, which is, as you can see, is 33% of the road. So it really created a lot more traffic and problems for people driving. Since we've been back, so last week walking, I saw one bus in the entire, since 2 weeks since we've been here, I saw one bus, electric bus, and nobody was in it. And I asked how it was working. They were like, nobody's using it. It's just not practical. Nobody likes it. They don't understand it. It's just not, people didn't see the value. And I said, yeah, they didn't do any sensitization. So I gave a prediction 1 week ago that they will dig this up and remove this within a couple months. I think I said 3 months. Where am I going? I said 3 months. It is now not even a week since I made that prediction. They already started digging up all the roads, all of the dividers, and working all around the clock to take out and remove those obstacle for people to use all of the road. So it wasn't even a week. I was going to be a little more aggressive with my prediction, but I went a little more conservative. So I said within a couple months, but it's not even a week now, and they're spending all the money to take out. All the money that they invested in this road, this electric bus system, is a complete failure. So you got to be careful with criticizing the government here. But I think whoever's idea this was, and whoever approved it, should be fired for that. It just was really, a ridiculous kind of idea. We're pulling in here for Christmas, get some food and stuff here at Dmart. This is usually where we come and get a couple supplies to make sure people have enough to drink and eat. But they're going to start we're going to start eating, cooking, probably have a duck and roast duck and barbecue duck and duck soup and turkey soup, whatever, I don't know, whatever my wife makes me. It's not really traditional here, but you see more and more people taking off and having this as a holiday. And here we are, we're driving our new car. It's a smooth ride, really love it. And I know I would. I knew once I had it, I'd love it. It just was much more than I wanted to spend. Anyway, I hope we can enjoy it. We're gonna go get some, we'll probably have to buy some beer. I don't drink, but her family does, and we should have that. It's pretty traditional. She's all dolled up for Christmas, wearing her red. She really gets into this kind of thing. She makes me happy. I'm so blessed to have her. So, all right, everybody, check out. So we just got home with about $300, a little over $300 worth of product. 6,800,000 keep. A lot of drinks there. Partially because you buy two, get one free. And there's the rugrat running away from me like she doesn't know anything. Putting everything away, and we're getting ready to have our Christmas lunch. Turkey. Found some turkey. Sư tí này. Sư นื้อที่ไหนสัตว์ที่ไหนอยู่ตลาดเสื้ออะไรอันนี้เสื้ออะไรไอเป็ดSo we're having some duck and turkey on our one stove. ต้มเป็ด so pet soup, pet fried duck, barbecue duck, soup duck, and they're all cooking that. There's the blood for the soup. Flies everywhere. beer for whoever drinks beer when they come here. So we didn't open any gifts. We have a couple things under the tree. There's nothing there really. The only gift we have is that car. That's the gift. If I had known we were going to buy such an expensive car, I wouldn't have bought what I bought her. I bought her some exercise clothes. So she's the only one really getting a gift to open. There's a toaster that someone gifted us for our wedding, and then most of the stuff is for our wedding. We just put it there to make it look decorative. And some soap, champagne, some women's soap, toaster. Those are all wedding gifts. This is from a friend, a Karenni girl that I worked with, Mita. She gave a gift. She sent a gift down for me and I think it's like a Karenni vest. So we just didn't open it yet. We wanted to keep it for a Christmas gift, or we wanted to keep it to have under the tree. Well, actually, there was no intention. We just didn't open it. We didn't want to open anything yet, and so anyway, she just put a couple boxes under the tree to make it look like something. We had gifts last year, but we're not doing that. If I give them anything, it's going to be a little bit of money. I don't want to buy stuff. Last year, you buy junk and then it just kind of sits around. They'll use clothing, but you buy cheap clothing and it just goes to waste. So, yeah, we'll be eating probably in a couple minutes. I had a kind of a rough morning today. Not in a great mood. I'm not sure why. They opened up the Tukul. This is probably where they'll eat. They'll probably give me a plate. I'll eat by myself because they like to sit around, pick at food, and I was a little grumpy today. I read my Bible and stuff, and I think part of it I'm sad. I miss my mom and dad, especially right now. It's Christmas is hard. My mom loved Christmas, and I was only ever home like for two Christmases in the past decade. This is where I always wanted to have more free time to be able to visit when I can. But I really miss them. They died a little over 2 years now. 2 years ago in October. So I really missed them, and that was hitting me. And then the church. We went to the church service last night, and it was not very nice. I didn't really. It was chaotic. It was full, packed, absolutely packed. But it was. It's definitely a different class of person at this church and in Laos. They don't have money like the people in Bangkok, to the church we go to in Bangkok. And not necessarily I want to be around people with money. I don't want to go to a church. I think Don said there's a church in town where a higher class person goes, a middle class. I don't really want that, but I did struggle last night. Usually the church services is fine, but the Christmas party, the Christmas service, I didn't care for. The caroling, it's a very loud church. The music is loud. It's out of tune. So loud is better here. It's not really sound quality. And the guys behind us, young guys, were talking the entire time, full volume, while the pastor was talking, and it was really annoying me. And then a lady was sitting next to me. She was scrolling her Facebook with the sound on. We were sitting in the second last pew, but with the sound on. Fairly low volume, but you could hear it. And then next to her was the translator for people who wanted translation into English. So there was a lot of noise around, and people in the back outside talking. There was no control. People up and down the aisles. Kids in front of me just couldn't sit. And then they had the play. So after the singing, it's a lot of singing. They do a lot of singing, a lot of praying at the normal church service. And then after the sermon, they had a play, and it was more of a show, like a theatric show than like a serious story of Jesus' birth, and when Herod made a declaration to kill all the firstborn male, and how Jesus basically escaped that. So, not the firstborn male. I'm singing a Metallica song. He was threatened by the idea that a king would be born, and the guy played him pretty well. It was a little over the top. It was over dramatic, and but throughout the service, throughout the play, people were like cheering, and like when certain people came out, I mean, just the younger group were cheering on their friends, and it was just really distracting, and it wasn't what I would have liked to have seen. The story was okay and good, and the acting was okay. I didn't fully understand all the Lao. I'm still learning Lao, but I just felt like it was more of a show than it was like a real story. I don't know. Maybe that's my age. I don't know. So then at one point before the play, they brought out snacks for everybody. They had plastic bags. I mean, it was definitely Lao style. Plastic bags. The lady next to me, she took hers first instead of passing it down for everybody in the whole row to get. This is just one of those small things I saw where the sense you're definitely in a different class of person. This is definitely a poor man's church, a poverty level church. They just behave differently. So it's much more aggressive and less sharing. So it's like, it's poverty culture. Like, you get yours first. Even if you know you're going to get yours, you take yours first. So she took hers. It's a little bag it was a tangerine in it. There was a small water bottle, and then a cheap donut. She took hers, and then we had to wait for the rest of the row for them to pass down more. But normally you would pass it down first to everybody, and then you could get yours last, especially if you're sitting in the row. It was just one of those one of those signs that I saw. Definitely different level of economic culture there. It's a culture of poverty. You take what you can get when you can get it before everybody else. And then the amount of donations they take, people are giving like a few thousand kip, and we're talking cents. And then at the end, when we were outside, so they were taking pictures. They had a really nice display outside with lights. You'll see that on this. But then people driving around in the motorbike through to leave, very aggressive going through crowded areas. I mean, there's barely any room to make it through if you hit someone or someone walks into you. But people behaving very aggressively, and it was just it was disappointing. I stood around outside hoping maybe I'd get to interact with someone. The only other Farang I saw in there, where he was preoccupied with his wife. They were greeting other people, and I didn't want to take them from that. We've kind of made a little bit of a connection. I talked to him a little bit at church. I'm hoping maybe that a relationship will develop there, a friendship. Seems like a nice guy. I know the girl. I know his wife from when I worked with her in Laos years ago. So it's just neat to see them there. They're there, and they seem like real sincere, decent people. I guess probably about my age. I don't know why they're here, but but they were occupied. So I went out and I just kind of stood around watching them people take pictures and stuff. And it's a younger group, and nobody really didn't really look like any kind of openings for me. And I just got tired of all the aggressive driving with the motorbikes. People just very aggressive, not very respectful to the people that were standing around. I think very unchristian-like. That's what I want to say, and it's just bad behavior. So it's just part of that just kind of I was thinking about while I was mulling over this morning, and so I got in the car last night and just decided to wait for Di, even though I didn't want to. I felt a little pretentious in my big car, getting in there, sitting in there, because it's such a different economic level of church there. But Dog came over and she went to the toilet standing in line. There's so many people, I knew she would be a while. And then she came over and she said, I want you to come meet with someone. And so I came out, talked to her. So she befriended a lady, an older lady, probably my age, maybe a little older, standing and waiting for the toilet. And they just talking like old friends they never met before. And this is just one of the amazing things with her. She makes friends so easy. She's so personable. People love her immediately. She's so vulnerable. But that's, I think, part of it. She's got a very gentle way about her. She makes herself vulnerable. She always loves talking about how she's a Christian and God and her life. And then I ended up talking a little bit, listening to her talk with this friend, and this will probably be a lifelong friend. I mean, she just makes friends so easy. It's nice having that. It's nice having someone like that, because I'm not a talker, and especially when I don't really speak Lao. Until I get to Lao, but I'm going to have to force myself to talk to people. I don't know. It's only the second week here. So it'll take a little time. I'm just a different personality, but I want to try and be more open. But yeah, so that was just some of the things I was mulling over this morning, and just kind of made me a little depressed and sad, and then thinking about money, finances, and how that's going to work. But I just pray to God that He's going to take care of us. He brought us here. If I can get some odd jobs to help pay some bills, that will help. One thing I know for sure is we're not going to go broke in 5 years, but in 15 years that could be a different story. But I don't want to get to that point. I really don't think it's going to be that bad, but we will need to budget. So today, when we went out and bought all this food, her family does not have money. They won't contribute anything. They'll do all the cooking, all the preparation, all the cleanup and everything. I'll just eat, but they don't contribute anything. The other thing that happened yesterday was, before I close up here, when Da and I went out to pay the insurance, we came home and they took Da's mother to the hospital. Her mother wasn't feeling well, and then her face was like this. And I only saw it afterwards. She couldn't really talk, and she said she felt fine. She went to bed yesterday, and fortunately, the doctor said it was only high blood pressure, so they put her on an IV for a couple hours, and she came home, and she still was talking like this. I'm like, isn't that a stroke? I said, no, they checked her out. They said it's high blood pressure. She was like over 800, like 180 or above. So very, very high. And I'm like, are you sure? That really looks like a stroke. But I haven't seen her today yet, so I think she's okay. She's back to looking normal. But she was really upset. She doesn't want to bother me, and her family doesn't want to disturb me while they're here. And so she was upset, thinking that she upset me, that she had to be taken to the hospital. I'm like, I just don't want to have to deal with that. She should be home. She should be back home getting the treatment with the family that does take care of her. We're not really set up for that here. And I warned a couple weeks ago when we were talking about buying a more expensive car. I said, if we buy this expensive car, my contribution to help with things with the family really goes down a lot, because this and next year is going to be the most important years to see if our finances work. We have that sequence of returns risk dilemma or phenomenon. I don't think I'll go into it this year. I think there will be market volatility. Okay, I'm coming. There will be market volatility, but I do, from the professionals that I'm listening to, we might show some market decline earlier in the year, first half of the year, and then the second half should still be strong with the AI the AI trend powering forward. The companies I'm vested in are doing stronger. So I'm like, if I can at least do 10%, another 10%. This year I did 47%. It's pretty amazing. The year before I think I did 37%. But this year 47%, I can't expect that. If I do at least 10% more this year, at least 10, we'll be in a much better position. If it's 15 to 20 or more, 15 to 20%, we'll be much better position. But there's no guarantee there because I have to start de-risking and cashing and building up my cash one bucket. So I don't want to dwell on the money today, but it was kind of hitting me today, and I've been praying that I have a better attitude today. We played some Christmas music, and we're going to turn that on again. And her family here. The other thing that she said was more and more. There's more people taking off for Christmas, even though they might not know the reason for the season. They are taking the holiday. They love the spirit and the feel of what Christmas is, sharing and family and being together and gift giving. I never get any gift giving, actual gifts, but they do things for me. I mean, they take care of everything for me here. So pray for Donna's mom. I think she's probably okay now. But we're gonna go eat, have our turkey and our duck. So this is our Christmas dinner. We've got dainguang. It's turkey, got that. This is duck, fried duck, some vegetable, and then we have duck blood soup. Duck blood soup. Coagulated duck blood soup with like nuts and seasoning on top of it. And that's one. They love that here. So this is Merry Christmas lunch. And Merry Christmas everybody. Take care everybody. God bless and take it slow. Yeah.